What's up, traders? Todd here. Welcome to the free video update. It's Friday afternoon, the 17th, and big thing I want to focus on the video here is to show you that breadth is widening. A lot of what you've heard is that the Magnificent Seven are the only stocks leading the market, and that's not really been true, number one. And number two, it's becoming increasingly untrue. So let me show you what's going on. And by the way, happy Thanksgiving coming up here. We're traveling to Florida, so we're going to take it easy here next week. But NVIDIA earnings coming up on the 21st, so let's watch that. So, okay, let's look at, first thing, value growth. So value growth ratio is here in blue. And this is going back to 21, 2022, 2023. And as value growth is moving up, that means value stocks are outperforming growth stocks. And that was accompanying the higher interest rates, 10-year yields moving up. Well, okay, so that would make sense. We're getting out of growth stocks into value with rates going up. Well, all of a sudden, in the beginning of 23, value growth said, peace out. Value stocks have been massively underperforming. Growth has been outperforming. And like I said, a lot of people attribute to the Magnificent Seven, which, as I said, is not so much the case as people would want you to believe. All right, so we'll get to that in a sec. So value growth is broken down from consolidation, which again is value is underperforming growth, growth is underperforming value. And what that's done is it's helped pull the 10-year yield back down. And this is the key to the continuation of this bull market, specifically led by growth, which is the lower 10-year yield. All right, so let's jump over to the rotation of value growth ETFs, but broken into their market cap. So mid cap, small cap, and large cap. All right, and sorry for the big monitor, but this is a big 4K monitor, but I have a lot to show you. So over here on the weekly, this is the weekly relative rotation, and this is the daily relative rotation. We are benchmarked to the S&P 500. All right, and I'm going to kind of animate this and show you what's happening. So over here is Vanguard Mega Cap Growth. And basically, if you're on the right side of the screen, you're showing greater relative strength than the benchmark, which again is the S&P. And if you're rotating up into the right in a clockwise direction, you're picking up relative strength and relative momentum, so you're further sort of gaining ground on the benchmark. Well, what's happened, and you can watch the date right here. This is October 13th. This is September 13th. What happened? All right, so you got to kind of do this a few times, maybe replay the video a few times and see what's happening. All right, what happened? Well, in September and October, the mega cap growths were moving up and trying to rotate into the monthly leading. What was rotating out? Well, let's see. Over here, we had mega cap value selling off. We had mid cap value in this dark red here selling off. You had small cap value selling off, and you had small cap growth selling off. So basically, it was everything except for mega cap growth. Well, what's happening is you're starting to get some hooks in the small cap value, mid cap growth, small cap growth, and mid cap value. So all of the smalls and mids are starting to rotate up. What that means first is we are getting short covering and new money coming into the small and mid cap value and growth. And again, it's very much interest rate driven. So those stocks that have been beaten down are coming up off the lows, which is great. Okay, so if we look at the hooks, which again, we're seeing it in small cap growth, we're seeing it in mid cap growth on the weekly. Let's get a little bit more granular and go to the daily and see what's going on here. All right, so if we look at the daily, so this is going to go back just to, let's go back to the beginning of November. All right, let me make the tails a little longer. What stocks are leading it right now? And again, you're looking for stocks that are coming up from the bottom left, moving in a clockwise direction. Those are the stocks picking up relative strength and momentum. Well, you can see the two with the biggest sort of tracks up and to the right. Can you see them? It's this guy, which again is mega cap growth, but we're also seeing this guy, the VOT, the Vanguard mid cap growth, make a very nice move up and to the right. We're also being followed behind by small cap growth. What is rotating out? Mega cap value, mid cap value, and even small cap value is starting to do sort of this down and out rotation. So if this continues into next week, you're going to see a continuing of the broadening of the rally in growth stocks, sub mega cap, which is going to be mids and smalls. And I have some stock setups for you that you might be interested in that are part of the VOT, which is the Vanguard Mid Cap Growth, which are starting to hook up here on the weekly, have already done so in the daily, and we could get some good setups going here. So what I did is keeping an eye on on all the stocks that we're looking at in the VOT that meet our scan criteria for certain characteristics. I'm going to point a couple out to you that you might keep an eye on going forward. So the RRGs we're looking up here are the monthly, and then over here is the weekly. Okay, so I'm trying to fit a lot on the screen, so I'm sorry if you're looking at a small monitor or even, even worse, a phone, but I'm just going to try to explain what's going on here. So these are all the mid-cap growth stocks that are in monthly improving. All right, so anything that's moving in a northeast direction, moving this way, is again picking up relative strength and momentum to your S&P 500 benchmark, which again, keep in mind, is market cap driven. So what are the stocks making the best moves up? Well, a couple guys that I'm seeing here on the monthly, and let me see if I can animate this here a little bit for you. Dash, which is DoorDash. There's Dash here. This guy's leading from weekly improving, very nice trajectory into monthly improving into monthly leading. And then over here on the weekly, we're coming up from weakening, heading into weekly leading. So if we can get DoorDash and weekly leading and monthly leading, that is going to be a really good setup. So I'll just pop him in the charts here. This is the weekly chart down here. This is the daily chart. If we look at this, 1, 2, sort of a breakout here above 92. Let me pull up the Elliott wave chart for you and give you a setup. All right, here's DoorDash. Those of you who are following the wave count, we see this as a nice move off the lows. And again, remember, those mid-cap growths have been beaten down, so they're just coming up off the lows. So 3, 4, we have objectives from 96 to 115 in DoorDash, D-A-S-H. Okay, another one that is popping up here. Let's look at Datadog. Okay, D-D-O-G, looking good. Monthly is making a hook. The weekly is also coming out of the basement, starting to head north, and I'd like to see him make the turn over to the right here, and that would be a very nice setup. So let's take a look at DDOG on the setup. Another one. All right, so here's Datadog. Interesting, sort of a challenging wave count in here, but I like the big old 3-wave move. Recovered after a huge earnings drop. ABC down into fib support. We're starting to make the move. When you break the 786, so the most recent correction, that is usually pretty bullish. We're right at that 786. If you can break through 109, you're going to likely head up to the 1272, which is at 128. So we're going to be looking at Datadog to come up off the lows as well. All right, let's take a look at what else we have here. So other ones, Expedia has been doing really well. You can see the breakout there in EXPE after earnings. Live Nation's doing pretty well. Cloudflare is okay. Roblox is starting to come on there a little bit. Tyler Technologies is pretty good. Coinbase doing also fairly well with crypto coming back. Okay. Let's look at, these are the strongest stocks in the mid-cap growth. These guys are already in monthly leading. So these stocks are already leading the S&P 500 benchmark, which again is cap weighted. So it's beating some of the large cap growth already. And there's a few stocks that I want to pull your attention to here. The big one that's really sticking out here is PLTR, Palantir. This guy's crazy. Huge, massive move here on the monthly. Weekly is starting to come up out of the basement, has turned over to the right, heading towards weekly leading. And if we pick up the Palantir chart, PLTR, you see it here. This is the weekly. Here's the daily. Let me show it to you up on the Elliott wave chart. Just give you some actionable trade ideas here. Right there. PLTR, nice 5-wave move, 3, 4. looks like we want to try to break the resistance about 20.5. And it looks like Alex Karp might finally be getting the credit that he, probably deserves. So if we can hold the 20.5 level, looks like we're going to head up into the lower 30s. Okay. So those are the 3 setups I wanted to show you. Also in leading, let me just put another couple of setups in front of you. MongoDB, MDB also looking good here. Nice move up, little set off here, little bull flag, trying to move up on MDB. Chipotle looks good. CMG also starting to break higher. ANSS is another name that we're keeping an eye on. So there's some really good beaten down stocks in mid-cap growth that are starting to come on, even outperforming the market cap driven S&P 500. So if somebody says this market's only being led by a few Magnificent Seven, tell them they're a turkey and look inside the rotations under the hood. Have a great Thanksgiving, guys. And I don't know, I'll do a free video next week. I'll do one next week. We have NVIDIA earnings Tuesday, so leave it there. All right, guys. See you. Have a good one. Hi, it's Todd from tradinganalysis.com. Thanks so much for watching. Listen, my team and I have so much to share with you in terms of our technical analysis, our fundamental analysis, portfolio management tactics, trading in and out, maybe options, sector rotation. Let us know what's most interesting to you. Maybe drop that in the comments section and we'll do our best to work it in. Also, consider clicking the subscribe button and the bell icon to be notified when we put out new videos. And finally, you can check us out at tradinganalysis.com if you'd like to see us manage our real portfolios in real time. Thanks again for watching.